Good evening, ladies. How's everybody?
Hey, how
Did
you
everyone have a good week?
doing? Good week.
I did.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Hope
So,
you
so
did.
ladies, we had fun last week talking about, men and intimacy on the first date and all that. Because a lot of that stuff, a lot of times you think that certain things only apply to younger women, but believe it or not, that stuff just travels down as you get older. It's still the same old thing.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you think that's the case?
Oh yeah. Same old men, same old story.
But not always, because I thought that men were more sexually active. Because, think about when you're younger, men portray themselves, that with that bravado and whatnot. So
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
just thinking that, they get older, they still, because they're still able to procreate and whatnot. I thought maybe they were more active, than women. But obviously I was wrong. So here's a poll. Ladies, 31% of women report being sexually active compared to 51% of the men who aren't.
51% of men who aren't, you said?
Yes.
We
Okay.
win.
Yes. But then there was another poll that actually said 40 some odd percent of women were more active sexually than men. And I just really thought, it was completely different. So tell me, guys, whoever wants to jump in, why? Because you were both on the same page. I was totally off in left field. Why did you all think that men, start to lose that libido, as they start to mature?
Because men are more visual than women. We have in life accepted obese, pudgy, short. We've kind of accepted where the man has always lived up to his standards. I want me a fine, foxy woman, blah, blah, blah. And when they got older and they got those stomachs and they got issues and all of that kind of stuff, they can't keep up with that fine, foxy woman that they were doing in their younger years.
Okay, all right. And Wendy, what's your take on that?
I think that I think it's more of their burnout. They have burned themselves out with just being driven by their sexual urges and the appetite. And so when they get older, and I think one of the guys that we had on the show even said it, they have done and seen everything. There's nothing new. There's no new mood. And you know what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
yeah, they're over it. They're kind of over it.
So ladies out there, you keep it up, keep that stamina up. If you're working out, if you're over 50 and you're working out, you're in the gym, keep that stamina up, because you know what? You'll be chasing him around the bed.
Hopefully, there still are some men out there with decent libidos in their 50s and
Oh, I think that there are, but I agree with Bonnie. Like
hopefully there
you were
are.
saying, all the things that they've gone through and
Yeah.
how, men don't take care of themselves as well as women do, so they've got these different ailments and whatnot. They're just looking for a hospice care wife, remember that?
Ooh, not the
Mm-mm-mm. Ugh.
So basically someone just to take care of them at this point, and I guess satisfy them when the mood hits them. Okay. Uh,
it
so
may take a little extra work to get them going.
ready.
You know what I, you know what I mean?
So yeah.
You know what? We have always been caregivers. So
You know what? In all arenas, right? It didn't matter in all arenas. Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. You know.
exactly. Right.
The
So
car just won't crank up like it used to. It takes a little. You have to
gotta pump it up
Gotta
sometimes.
pump it up. Yeah. Mhm.
So
try it a
ladies,
couple of times.
Wendy, oh my goodness, I was so off into left field, man. I was like, okay, all right. So, ladies, hey guys, tonight this is all about polls, seeing where men and women are. at the same stages in their lives. So you know what? Leave us a comment. Don't forget, because
Oh, yes, please.
you know what? You are all, a lot of you are here with us. So, you know, leave us a comment, like Ronnie said, subscribe. And you know what? Just come on, hang with us and have some fun. So,
Yes, have some fun. Enjoy the conversation.
so ladies, it's 40% of women agree that sex is important to their overall quality of life, compared to 70% of men who don't think that sex is that important to their overall quality of life. So there are more men that don't think sex is important to their overall quality of life, but there are more women, even though the percentage is lower, and that's because their percentage is higher. What's that?
Um,
I didn't
what's
hear
the
you.
origin of this poll?
Oh, I just online. It's one of the, actually,
Okay.
you know what? It was from a university, if I'm not mistaken. It was a university poll that was done back in 2022. It was a big
All right.
university that did this poll, because I did go on the internet and do some research. It was a university. But so what do you think about that? How important at this stage of your life is sex to the relationship?
Very. I'm sorry. Let's be real. I've had online dates, and men that ask me, "Oh, is sex important to you?" Yes, it is. Now, if you can't match up to it, take your ass on out. I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's
goodness.
not. It's it it,
Oh,
it
clutch my pearls.
yeah, clutch your pearls, ladies. Clutch your rings, men. Whatever. The point is, women always had more libido than men, but we were taught to be submissive and in the background and all of that stuff. As we got
Or to
older,
be shameful about it, honey.
Exactly.
exactly. As we got older, we realized we are the lioness, okay, of this there going castle. And you either follow our lead or take your butt on, because you know what? There's someone else that will come in the
Yeah,
castle.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
quality is over quantity. You know what I mean? Because I like the intimacy part, but yes, I enjoy sex, absolutely. So it would have to be, I would have to say quality, versus quantity.
Oh, absolutely. That
Oh
bam,
yes,
bam,
absolutely.
wham,
I
thank you,
agree.
ma'am. Who wants that? At this, you want it to be much more sensual and engaging at this point in
Yeah,
life, you know?
yeah.
So
Let's
yeah,
take
absolutely.
take some time with it.
So that's real interesting. And do you think that, I don't know, do you think that men, because back in the day, guys weren't really, intimate to the point that it was about the romance of it. It wasn't about that for them. Do you think as men get older, it's more about the romance? Because Wendy, you said that quality is more important. So in order for equality to be more important, it has to be more about the romance, more about the engagement than the actual action, right?
Yes,
Till you
yes.
get to the actual action. So do you think men feel like that? Because I think women do.
Yeah, I think that 70, was it 71% that you said?
Yeah, 70%.
Yeah, 70%. I think that is has to be the difference. I think that might be where the divide comes in. Maybe they're more focused on intimacy versus sex.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe now, I don't know.
No, and we don't know, because we're not men. We're not men. We are just
Right.
speculating. So when we love to have men on with us from time to time, and when we do, we learn a lot, because a lot of times what we think is not what they're thinking.
Right.
Not at all. Not at all. So
Right.
so then it says only 12% of women report being extremely or very interested in sex, compared to half of the men. Now that's a contradiction to the other statement. So I'm gonna let
I
that
wonder
ride.
if it's moving from age groups or what's happening there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Only 12% of women report being extremely or very interested in, because I'm not sure how they, you go from 31, 40 to 12. So we're gonna let that ride for now.
Yeah, right on, Sally.
And then, you know, so listen to this, 43% of the women were likely to be extremely satisfied with their sex lives, where 30% of the men aren't. 31% of the men aren't satisfied with their sex lives. Do you think they're not satisfied with their sex lives because of what you guys had just said? You know, they need they need a tune up before they can get the car started.
I think that, and again, that visual, okay, as we all age, our bodies change, okay, and even when you keep up a routine, if you go to the gym or whatever, your body changes, okay, there's no if, ands, or buts about it, that is it. And men, they, if they're having that visual thing, they can't motivate themselves as they used to, okay, because you don't look the same as you used to, and maybe Sally Mae does, but Sally Mae is young and you can't do what you used to
Can't keep up
do.
with Sally Mae.
Right, exactly. So yeah, it could be very, very true.
Okay. What's your take on that, Wendy? And guys, before Wendy responds, we want you to know that we're not trying to speak for men. You know,
Yes, we're not bashing.
this is all in fun. We're just speculating what we think men might
No,
actually.
we're going by polls.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
going by
yeah,
polls.
we are. You're
Yeah, we're
absolutely
just
right.
trying to kind of explain the polls,
Exactly.
if they are
Right.
accurate. We're just
Exactly.
trying to explain where the numbers might be coming from.
You are
But I
you
think
are
it,
correct,
I
Paul.
think it, like, I think you touched on it, health, health and wellness, not going to the doctor on a regular basis. Maybe, there may be some ED issues.
Yeah, erectile dysfunction.
A friend of mine was dating a guy who was in his 40s.
Oh wow.
Heavy, sort of heavy set guy from what I understand. I didn't meet him, but he definitely had that issue and would not go in. I mean, it's almost like he pretended like it didn't exist, you know what I mean?
Because he didn't want to face it. He didn't want to own it because he didn't want to think that that's what was happening with him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he didn't want to own it because he didn't want to think that that was
And a
his.
lot of men with diabetes as just one factor, um, can't do what they used to do as young men because of the illness that they have. And there are other illnesses that go along with that
Yeah,
prevent men necessarily from being
yeah,
able to do what they used to do.
yeah. And
That's why.
not only the medication that they take for them too, high blood pressure and
Right, exactly. The women don't necessarily suffer from the same type of dysfunction in that particular area. You know, we're like rabbits. We just go till the battery dies.
Okay, she said that. That was a word. Like
on that one, Chris.
until the battery dies.
Until
So
the battery dies.
let me ask you a question. This is not getting off topic, but what if you were in a relationship with someone, someone that's older and maybe you're into 6 months, 7 months, and you're really into each other, maybe even decided, to move in, and then a year rolls around and suddenly
Everything changes.
everything changes. He doesn't have that same drive anymore. What do you do? Because you're older, you thought you met somebody that you could spend the rest of your life with. What do you do? I mean, really, think about that.
Gotta talk about it.
Yeah, and what do you, when you talk about it, what's your expectation from a woman's point of view?
I personally, I think when you're at that age, if you have gone this long with the person that you care about and everything, as long as that part of them still stays the same, the romance, the caring, the holding the hands, give me some flowers, whatever it is that you're going to do, I think a woman definitely compensates for maybe not having that sexual intimacy that you had before. You know,
You don't think she would cheat? Hey, I'm just putting another spin on it.
Well,
I missed that. What did you say, Chris?
I said, you don't think she would cheat? Because if women still have that veracity, you know what I'm saying? And now, Bonnie, he's doing all the things that you said, but that one spark is missing. But you said a good woman, a real good woman that really loves that man would stay with him. And I said, Wendy, well,
she's not gonna cheat unless an opponent, another man, really hits hard on her. Okay, because you are missing that spark. And if somebody is pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and you, to be real, if you think you can get away with it, you will get away with it. So, but I believe that it has to be someone of the opposite sex pushing on the woman,
lots of
because she,
pressure.
yes, because I think she loves her man, she wants to keep him, and she's willing to, stick this all out. Sex is not necessarily the main component
No, it's not
of
the end
all
all be
women,
all. Absolutely.
So that's
Yeah. I think that women usually cheat because there is some kind of emotional detachment from their mate, or their boyfriend, husband, or whatever, and there's an emotional attachment that they develop with somebody else. I think that's what happens. So if you are emotionally connected, then you got a better chance of your wife not cheating.
Okay.
right.
Yeah, if you're maintaining some type of intimacy.
Yeah, but isn't that something? Because that could truly happen. You have to be a strong woman, and like you said, Wendy, you have to have you have to talk about it. This is where we are, and what are we going to do together? If
Right.
that's the person that you want to continue to be
Right.
with, because you
And
have
there
to.
are sex therapists, that you can go to, and look for solutions that way.
Let me ask you guys a question. So, does a sex too much TV? Does a sex therapist actually go through the motions with the man to show the woman what to do?
No, I think a sex therapist
With this conversation.
just discusses ways for both of the people to try to ignite that flame that they had in the beginning.
Yeah, that's why I said too much TV.
Yeah, definitely too much TV. I mean, if you go there, I think you want to be there.
Right.
So if you want to be there, then you're pretty much going to listen. But I'm telling you, if there's somebody else banging on that back door, sex therapist, anybody, saint, priest, your sister, your mama, you're going on the back. You're going out the back door.
Going out the back door. Are you coming back to the front door, Vonnie, or are you just coming back to the back door when you come back?
Well, it all depends on how it ends.
Yeah, you might be coming back to the back door.
Let's say it's a psychological issue or a medical issue or whatever. Then like I say, you got to talk about it. Let's get to the root cause.
Yeah.
Is it because I have put on some extra pounds, like Bonnie? Is it because I don't look the same? I mean, what do you do about that situation? What if
one of the things we talked about last week when we talked about Stephen and his podcast, the woman who was interviewing him, that's what she said. She said her and her mate had been together for 20 years because in the beginning of their relationship, they literally put out a list of things that they weren't going to go through in a relationship, like, be honest with me. If you don't care about me anymore, let me know. This is on the tape. Don't worry about my feelings, but just let me know. Don't continue to lead me on. Right. And they had a list of things in that realm, starting their relationship, their conversation. And it was their bullet points. And, she said it kept them together for 20 years.
Okay.
So they revisited it. They wrote it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. They had to revisit it, but the first thing, of course, two things: honesty and conversation. Okay. I don't care how many 1,000 pages you want to write. Honesty and conversation are going to be the only thing that's going to make it work.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
That communication makes a difference, because if you don't know your mate, then you don't know your mate, so
exactly.
you can't make, sound decisions. So, you know what I mean? Definitely, definitely. Well, that's interesting. I really, I thought men had it going on more than women did, but
Mm.
obviously, that's not the case according to this university poll that I pulled up online. So,
It's
Women
not
have
just
it going
that,
on with.
it's just
and
things
what did you say, Wendy?
would
What did
say
you
when
say?
I
What did
said, who do these women have it going on with?
they got it going on with somebody, apparently.
it could be themselves, but I'm just saying, you know, I don't put nothing past anything,
Not
you
in
know.
today, not in today's world, because any and everything goes today. It's just amazing how things have changed. So, but anyway, we digress. We're just having a good time, just chatting about these things that make the world go round. Really,
It comes up in everyday conversation, so we're talking about it. Are you
yeah.
listening? Are you listening? Do you want to hear more? All you got to do is subscribe. All you got to do is click in. All you got to do is leave a comment. Let us know what you're thinking, what you want.
Please,
And
please do.
hey, go ahead, Wendy. No, go ahead.
No, I just said, please comment.
Hey, let us know what because like we were talking about, there are so many, and there are women out there, but I just seem the men just seem to be more prominent in terms of relationship, people that are talking about relationships. So let us know who you're listening to. We'd be interested to know, because we'd like to go out and check them out as well. Because if you are an avid social media, not even an avid social media person, but if you have a Facebook page or an Instagram page or Twitter page, let us know who you follow, that you believe gives sound relationship, advice to women
Advice.
of all ages.
Mhm.
Right, ladies?
Sure.
Yes.
Well, ladies, that was another interesting night. So I think we have beat the intimacy, a portion of the relationship. We put that to bed at this point, because I think that we are all still on the we're on that large, we're on the higher percent, right? I mean, I think I am.
I think I am. It is what it.
Where are you at?
The higher percent, I don't know.
Oh,
In the middle,
you in the middle.
in the middle.
Oh, I'm playing.
Honesty is the best policy.
Absolutely, each and every time. You can't miss with that. Well, ladies, it's been wonderful. Any parting words, anything you'd like to say? Hey guys, this is totally off topic, but let me just ask. So what do you think about this whole, because it's about relationships, Steve Harvey and Marjorie? Do you think that people are making that up, that they're having problems in their relationship? 'Cause, sometimes people say a word and it goes from there and turns into something that it totally isn't.
I hadn't really heard about that. I mean,
Oh no.
basically, no, all I've been
I saw
seeing,
something pop up, but I never know whether they've been talking about that for so long that they were breaking up.
Oh,
uh,
really? See, I just heard it. Okay, so at least you've heard it
Yeah, so
before.
and I didn't even hear
I
it.
don't know if it's true or not, because it's kind of been dragging on for a while.
Yeah, and see, that's what I was wondering. Is it true? Because bloggers will hear something and they'll just start creating their own scenario. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So,
All I've seen is Steve Harvey and Marjorie be in a lot of photo shoots, clothing, style, loving, that kind of thing.
right.
So either they're doing that to beat off the haters,
Mhm.
or it's real,
Right.
But like I said,
Yeah.
I never heard that particular rumor at all. So I don't know.
Yeah, Bonnie, go on YouTube and you'll see there are a lot of people talking about it. And that's where I seen that, on YouTube. And I was like, okay, are they getting divorced? Are they
But it seemed like it would
no.
be in the like I don't want to say legitimate news, but
No, say the legitimate news, because Steve Harvey's like almost like a household name.
right. And can you imagine the divorce that would
Yeah,
drag? It would be
exactly.
like epic. It would be like Deion Sanders and his wife or something.
No, I agree with you, because he's, like I said, he's not like known just here in America. He's known all over the
Yeah,
world. You
yeah,
know.
he's
Right.
global. Yep. So
Well,
that would be one heck of a divorce going on there.
yeah, for sure. And you know what? Someone said, and I believe this because he really loves that woman like that, that there's no prenup.
Hope not.
Yeah, exactly on her part. But that's what they said, that they do not have a prenup. You know,
Woo!
that would be
She getting half.
well, where do they live at? Because every state is different. Like Georgia, you don't get half. California, you do get half.
I
Every
don't know where they-
Well, they
where does we live at?
I think in California.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
I
California.
think California. I think he just does his show here in
Okay.
Atlanta, but I think he's based out of Cali.
Because he used to live here in Atlanta. I didn't like
Right, he did
live
for a
here.
minute, not really that long.
But yeah, in California it's half. In Georgia, I'm not sure what it is, but I know it's not half. But anyway, interesting, interesting. So
Interesting.
hey, you know what we're going to talk about? We need to talk about. I was looking at a message that someone sent, and the message was relating to older women and high value men. Do you think that older women, because there are lots of older high value men as well. Do you think that older women can attract a older high value man, or is that man looking for a younger woman? So let's think about that.
Think about it.
You know, that's interesting because
It's very, I like
yeah,
that.
because I think we you know, whatever high value is to you subjectively, we all want a high value man, whatever that is to us subjectively, you know. So I thought that was interesting, little interesting commentary that someone
have to
said.
develop that one.
Yes, exactly. All right, ladies. Well, it's been fun as always. Guys, have a great week, and we will
Too.
in a week or so. Enjoy. Stay
Enjoy.
cool, guys. Stay cool, everybody. It's still hot
Stay
outside
cool.
in
Yeah.
Georgia.